Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Dawntrail. In the last episode, we found out where Calyx was hanging out, which was apparently in the old Alexandrian castle deep inside of Everkeep. And so we made our way down there and entered the dungeon, fought our way through the dungeon, had a little bit of trouble with some of the bosses, but got through it. And now they are testing our strength and have summoned a giant machine, which apparently is the recreation of Zelenia, they called her. This thing, which is clearly a reference to Final Fantasy IX and the character Beatrix. So, interesting. So we'll see how it goes. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and queue in. Now, this will be a Dawntrail trial recollection. And I will see how long this queue takes, and I will be back once it is ready to go. So, just a moment. Alright, we're ready to go. As long as everybody pushes their buttons and queues in. And nobody's asleep at the switch. There we go. "100% blind. I have no idea what this boss does."
I am Zelenia Triantaphili, Royal Knight of Alexandria, and sworn blade of Her Majesty the Queen.
All right. Let's pop some food.
Upon my blade I swear, no harm shall come to Her Highness.
You will not defile Zelenia's memory any longer.
Feel the sting of my divine blade!
I assume we touch the edge, we die.
I know this technique. You must keep moving.
Oh, it hits multiple times.
How about you?
Okay, that's a half room AoE. Okay, hold on. We need to get Lucid Dreaming up so I can raise.
Fall!
Okay, alright.
That her blade work should be recreated so faithfully.
I will suffer none to threaten Alexandria!
Okay, I want to be here.
Fall!
Have care. Zelenia was capable of much, much more.
soul of a royal knight! For the honor and glory of Alexandria, I strike!
Alright. Cool. Ooh.
No more games!
Quickly! Away from the sigils! The sigils channel magic! Be on your guard!
You've no time even to fear my wrath!
You must brace for blade and magic both!
Have at you!
Oh crap. Yeah, I was wondering where the Alright, we want to drop that and then get out.
Taste my steel!
Okay, I need to get people rezzed. Oh, that's a multi-hit. Okay.
There is no escape! Surge!
Okay, that person's already being rezzed. Alright. Alright, what is that?
You.
Okay, she's going over there.
I know this is merely a reconstruction, and yet...
I have pledged my life to the kingdom.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
Have at you!
Okay. We have... Okay, the blade's on that side.
My resolve shall never waver. I am sworn to protect my queen! I will die before I yield!
Alright, there's the ball. Okay, there's a point-blank AoE, I guess. I was apparently too close. Alright, here come those things.
Have at you!
And then half-room cleave.
That's right. Zelenia was always there to protect me.
Alright, it's coming over here. Oh crap. Okay, I need to be over here. Okay. I touched the inner ring. I'm down. Okay, that put a dot on me. Okay, notes registered. Okay. Oh. I thought she was done, but apparently she wasn't.
How about you?
Alright, get that going.
Surge!
Oh, crud. Okay. I do not want to be here. I do not want to be here. Ah. Okay.
How about you?
Okay, that's the blade. I didn't catch the pattern, but I think I'm alright. Here. Oh.
Taste my steel.
That was in a weird position. Alright, the tank just basically invulned that. Okay.
Rage and royal.
Nice move, nice move. Alright, I gotta hold, I gotta hold, I gotta hold. Okay, hold on, hold on, hold on.
How about you?
Ah! A lot going on in this fight.
Surge!
there's those things.
Have at you!
Alright, we got it. Okay, so that's how that works. It's outer than inner. Alright.
A disgraceful display. Forgive me, my queen. I have failed you.
Alright. That was pretty good fight. Alright. Head up player accommodations and do some... Well, I don't think there's any loot. Alright, we'll just give it to one of the healers short, and we'll get out of here.
Did you get what you needed?
I did. Though these figures will complicate matters.
Is that so? Well, if we are done here, then I shall end the transmission. Hold it! If you have no scruples about thus defiling the memories of Zelenia, then there is no way we will ever see eye to eye. You are not fit to be entrusted with the cherished memories of Alexandrians.
I, for one, have no wish to employ the fruits of my research in this manner. It is a waste of time and effort. But since I relinquished my flesh long ago, I must resort to every conceivable method, so long as the hero insists on keeping the key. Why do you so oppose our objective? With the key, we would be able to harvest ether from other reflections and bring forth more endless. We could give this chance to evolve not only to the people of the Ninth, but to those of the Source as well. I see no reason why you should reject such a boon.
So they just confirmed that it is the 9th. Alright. You're aware of the connection between the worlds?
Oh, don't tell me you thought you were the only ones who knew. That is the height of hubris. Well, I'd say our conversation has run its course. Ultimately, what you think is immaterial, for the seeds we've sown have already quickened. The people have glimpsed hope in transcending death, and they can ill turn away from it. And thus does my role come to an end. The rest I leave in your capable hands, Calyx.
As a token of gratitude for consenting to my tests, I leave you with a gift. Be sure to take it with you.
And what's that? Oh, the crown? All right. We're gonna have to deal with those two. Or Calyx specifically. Alright, sweet. Zelenia was kind, but she could be stern. A pillar of strength when I ascended the throne in troubled times. Not only did she protect me, but she also buoyed my spirit whenever it threatened to buckle under the pressures of my station. By preserving her memory and honor, you've done more for me than you could know. Thank you, Ayame. Alright.
Selenia, it pains me to think that you're gone too.
Aha! Oh, we found you at last.
You had us quite worried when you suddenly disappeared. What in the world happened?
Then preservation's objective is indeed what Calyx claimed. But for them to know about the source and the shards, and to refer to theirs as the ninth, that raises some questions.
Indeed. But for now, I'm just glad the two of you are safe. Oh, right. While we were scouring the castle for you, we came upon a room that looked like a library.
By learning about the Alexandria of old, we may gain valuable insights into preservation. Might we take a number of books with us?
So books still remain. Of course. You are welcome to any that may be of use.
If you don't mind, could we take a look around here first? I'm especially curious about the area over by the throne.
Yeah, there seems to be an electrope structure there. It looks like one of the memory terminals.
This tiara. It was hers. The Endless Fiend's. What's it doing here?
It's a type of regulator, I believe. It contains the data of the Endless Fiend's memories. Calyx likely used it to create the simulant. Which means that as long as the tiara is in our keeping, we shouldn't need to deal with any more simulants. Strange that he would abandon it, though. Perhaps because the simulant already played her role, like she said. Or Calyx made a copy of the memories. In any case, not much information of import appears to remain on this terminal. But I'll make it so we can access it remotely from the back room.
This contains the memories of another me. The tale of her journey as Queen of Alexandria. Might I hold on to this tiara? You may examine it whenever you wish, of course.
It would be for the best, I think. Does that work for you, Shale?
No objections from me. All right, I'm finished. Let's head to the library, and then back outside.
Farewell, Selenia.
All right, so okay, it's bringing us all the way back to the back room. All right, was wondering if it's going to have us wander around the castle. All right, Grahat. Calyx seems to consider the reflections naught but fields to be harvested for his endless. I don't make a habit of dismissing the assertions of others out of hand, but I cannot abide such callous disregard for life. Cryle. The interference made it impossible to locate you and prevented link transmissions besides. Apologies that we couldn't be there for the critical moment, but as usual, you found a way to handle matters. Shale. Based on the geographic data I gathered, it seems the intersection containing the castle served as a residential area during the early stages of Everkeep's construction. The outer section was then added when they expanded the structure into its present-day shape. Expect the system to dry the earth was installed so that they could build a stable foundation on submerged land. Okay. Guluja. I'm glad everyone's safe. Alright, and Wuklabats. The Endless Fiend was just a projected image outside living memory, so it was a bit of a surprise to see an actual item that belonged to her. On the way back, I asked Shale why the tiara might have been in the throne room. She believes that it was being used to record Svine's actions. There's no way to tell now whether or not it was with her knowledge. But it can't be used for questionable ends anymore, so we can at least take comfort in that. Alright, Svine. The simulant gave the impression that she wouldn't be back, but I suppose only time will tell, and at present we have no further leads on Calyx. For now, perhaps you could take a moment to contact our friends. It would be good to catch each other up on recent developments, and I'm certain everyone would appreciate hearing from you. Contact your allies from the designated location. Okay. Alright, I guess we'll contact everybody. We'll just go down the line. Yustola. If it isn't Ayame, is something the matter? So preservation is behind the recent intrigue. It doesn't surprise me. I'm glad to hear you are none the worse for your trials, though. As for myself, I've just concluded a meeting with Gosen. I told him about the cure for Levin sickness, and we formed a tentative plan to treat all those who are stricken. I'm now otherwise unoccupied, so I shall take a look around the government sector to see if aught is amiss. And if Calyx is obsessed with the key, then I ought to begin studying it in earnest as well. Alright, Alpha Note. Ah, excellent timing, my friend. I had a mind to call you myself to see how you were faring. Calyx. Why, something was obviously afoot. I couldn't imagine that such an individual would be involved. 'Tis well you were able to prevent the simulant from sowing further uncertainty. That said, her absence may have consequences. The people of Alexandria still have great trust in Svine. 'Tis plain in the way they speak of her even now, and how the simulant was able to win them over. When they notice she has ceased to appear again, rumor and worry will spread. We must be mindful of any pronounced shift in the mood of the populace. But forgive me, it's been battle after battle for you, hasn't it? We can handle ourselves for now, so pray rest up while you can and recover your strength. Alright, Alice. Yes, hello? Ayame? For you to call out of the blue, is something wrong? No, we're just catching people up. What? You went all the way to the bottom of Everkeep and you didn't think to ask me to come? But I suppose I've been fairly busy myself. I'm pleased to say we've received permission to begin administering the cure for Levin sickness to citizens. I'm actually due to visit a boy named Milos shortly to see how he's responding to his treatment. You've met him before with Lamichi, I believe. The two of you should attend as well if you have time. Alright, and Aaronville. Ayame, this is a surprise. Has Wuklamont gotten into trouble again? I see. Knowing you, I expect you've already been looking forward to the next obvious trap. Try not to overdo it. Alright, I'm in the outskirts at the moment. I've been helping the people with their work and talking to those I meet to gauge their sentiment. It's been uneventful for the most part, but there was one notable development. Following recent events, some here stopped wearing regulators. This has led to a disparity in what people remember about the Queen's death and the occasional episode of confusion. I'll be sure to let you know if there are any other changes. Alright. Sweet. What do the others have to say, if I may ask? They finished treating Milos? Then we have to go and visit him. Would you mind if I accompanied you? I understand he's afflicted with the self-same condition as I was, and I cannot help but worry for him. Of course, we don't mind at all. In the meantime, I shall take myself around Solution 9 and see how things are. I share Alphino's concern about the Queen's absence, and even setting that aside, the situation is not like to resolve itself while becoming endless remains an option. I have been meaning to visit some shops, so I shall join Kryl. While everyone's out and about, I'll try to pick up Calix's trail. I'll see if I can dig up some information about the key for your Stola as well. I'll help you. It seems we all have things to do. Still, there's no telling what else Calix might have planned, so please be careful, everyone. Right, let's go to Milos' apartment. It's in residential radius 914, if I remember correctly. All right. That would be way over here. Alright, here we are. Sphene? I understand my endless self visited Milos often. I will keep quiet so as not to draw suspicion. Alice? There you are. Next time something is in the offing, you had better remember to call on me. Well, we kind of had to move quickly. Wuklamat? Look, Milos is sitting up. I'd seen the treatment before, so I knew it would work, but it's still so amazing. Alice and Yustola are miracle workers. Alright, Isadora. It's so good to see you again, and delight to know that you and Alice are friends. She's been very kind to us. Alright, Milos. Hello, you came before with Queen Sphene. I'm glad you came again. I believe you'll be fine now, but just for good measure, I'll minister a healing spell.
I once hoped that Milos at least might be made an endless. Then he wouldn't need to suffer anymore.
You feel different now?
Thanks to Alize, Milos is on the road to recovery. He can grow up and live a normal life.
Alright, Milos.
And I want to be there with him, every step of the way. To grow old with him, as his mother, and not something else.
That should do it. You're doing well, I'm glad to say.
Thank you, Alice.
You're welcome, Milos. Now, you'll feel breathless for a little while still, but don't fret. It'll get easier to speak with time.
That said, we can't rule out the possibility of a relapse. As a precaution, I would keep him away from lightning-infused objects.
Lightning. Does that include regulators?
It does. I understand if it's difficult for you to part with something that you've worn for so long, though, so it's entirely up to you.
No. For Milos' sake, I will do it. And if the environment here isn't good for him, I must consider moving outside the dome.
You two would be more than welcome in Tulihiola.
It's very assuring to hear that. If you don't mind, could you tell me about the process?
I'm happy. I can talk again. Before, I couldn't even thank my mother for caring for me. But now we can talk lots. I can tell her that I'm happy. That I like it when she strokes my hair.
Your mother is happy to talk to you as well, I'm sure.
Queen's Fiend always cheered me up. Always said that she would cure me. Today, I'll practice walking with Mother. And next time, I'll go and visit you.
Thank you for explaining everything.
We'll come again to check on you. So if you have any other questions, just let me know. Right. Let's get going, shall we?
Please come back soon. You too, miss.
It's good to see Milos doing so well.
The Endless Me gave him the strength to hang on, and she didn't rely on any special power to do so.
She wanted her people to be happy. Even though we had to fight, her love for them was very real, and it reached Milos.
I wish to be there to watch him grow as well. To make my way beside the people of Alexandria. In the name of his evolution, Calyx has wrought much unease and misery, and I cannot condone his path. No, I shall forge ahead on a path of my own, one that honors the memory of my other self.
All right. So, then what's next? LSA? I treated Milos with Angelo. I couldn't help but think of Gabu and Halrek. I wonder how they've been. Wuklamot? I wish the Endless Fiend could have been here to see Milos. Alright. Milos is a kind and brave boy. It did me well to see him. One day, I hope that I can speak with him about my other self. Come, let us return to the back room, and on the way, let us pick up treats for our friends. A little gift to show our appreciation for their hard work. I have a feeling that things are not exactly going to be smooth.
Citizens of Alexandria, please be advised. The distribution of neo-regulators has concluded. We ask that all recipients equip their regulators and promptly complete device registration. The evolution of our kind is at hand. Together we shall rise above death and bask in the infinite possibilities of eternal life.
What is this?
Evolution? What evolution?
Those with neo-regulators will become endless, apparently.
You mean there's no more? Well, don't you feel lucky?
Don't look at me like that. Queen's Fiend said there were only so many.
I haven't registered mine yet. The more I thought about it, the more unsure I felt about becoming an Endless.
Well, I registered right away. Anything to stop those terrible nightmares of being killed by mechanical soldiers.
Ultimately, what you think is immaterial, for the seeds we've sown have already quickened. The people have glimpsed hope in transcending death, and they can ill turn away from it. I see. The terror of their first encounter with death still lingers in their hearts. Having previously been spared even the idea of it, they know not how to handle the emotions.
The funeral was meant to give everyone the chance to come to terms with loss, to grieve and move forward together. But everyone who was wearing a regulator had their memories of that moment erased. And to see those oblivious, happy souls, those who remembered must have wondered if it might not be better to be like them, to go back to a time when death didn't exist.
And now they've been presented with the chance to do just that by becoming an Endless. It's not hard to see why they would consider it.
If this fear of death continues to spread among the people, what will become of Alexandria?
A ghost town? Literally?
The gifts for our friends will have to wait. We should return to the back room at once.
Oh, you're safe. That broadcast had us worried. The entire populace is on edge.
So Alphino and the others are still out there.
We have a situation on our hands! A civilian has been killed by a mechanical soldier here on Trueview. Wayakwe is on the scene and reports that the problem unit has been subdued by another sentry.
That doesn't make sense. Only someone with the King of Resolve's authority could order a soldier to do that.
Not good. I tried to check the status of the authority but was blocked from the core system. Given recent developments, I'd wager that Calyx is responsible for this.
Perhaps we should go and see for ourselves.
It's me. There's been an incident in the outskirts. A mechanical soldier attacked a local resident, for no apparent reason. Fortunately, several nearby hunters dealt with the rogue machine, so everyone is safe. But if other soldiers were to... Wait. Is that... Oh gods. More hostile sentries are bound for the settlement. I'll try to lure them away and then lose them somehow.
All right, things are escalating.
Ill tidings, I take it.
In the outskirts, too?
You'll go and help Erenville, won't you? We couldn't forgive ourselves if he came to harm. I'll have Geode join you from Earth and Sky.
I'm coming too. I can't stay here while my people are in danger.
Let's go.
All right, looks like we gotta go smash some machines. More machines. All right, sweet. So this is how it is outside. These clouds. Never mind. Finding Erenville is what matters right now. Cool jump. The people here took care of me, giving me food and making sure I was alright. I can't bear to imagine the soldiers hurting them. Honestly, I don't see Erenville. I pray he hasn't come to harm. Alright, Lamont. Things to settle down here, but I see no sign of Erenville. Let's split up and look for him. Guluja, Sven, please search the settlement area. Meanwhile, the rest of us who can defend ourselves will head further out. Alright. Where are we headed? Out this way. Alright, what's going on here? There they are. Alright, situation dealt with. For the moment. That was a close call. My thanks. As I was leading the soldiers away, I caught sight of this poor fellow being pursued. I went to help, but was rather out of my depth. We're lucky you found us when you did. Erenville, I'm so glad you're safe. We were quite worried when we couldn't find you. We encountered soldiers on the way here. Most paid us no mind, but some turned out to be hostile. There's no way to tell until they set on you. The ones here also attacked without any warning. If I hadn't been paying attention, it could have ended badly. Hopefully others were able to escape. We should return to the outskirts and take stock. I mean, I'll just teleport.
Right. We're none the worse for the wear. But let's see what the situation is here.
Geode and his people came and joined us while we were searching for you. After which we happened to encounter Malachite. His usher duties brought him here, and he has quite the story to tell.
It's a bit puzzling, to say the least. Even so, I'll try my best to explain. I was called to attend to the unfortunate soul slain by the mechanical soldier. Yet, when I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, which the wind quickly scattered. confused. I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it.
How odd. Did they remember the victim at least?
They did. Their memories of the deceased weren't sent to the cloud, I don't believe. Yet, no body remained.
If someone took it, surely they would have been noticed.
With your permission, I shall return to the government sector for now. Please take care.
This is terrible. Why would they make the soldiers do this?
If preservation is behind the attacks, I fear this won't be the end of it.
All the Neo-regulators have been distributed, and potentially 5,000 Endless are about to be born. What does Calyx hope to achieve with these killings?
Scare people, maybe? Or that's how they're making them endless?
To frighten people into registering them? Or perhaps...
Oh, thank the 12 you answered. Shale told me what happened. Is everything all right? I see. 'Tis a relief to hear that Erenville is safe. Alas, I do not have good news to share in return. A driver lost control of his vehicle when its interface became unresponsive, and it crashed into the Nexus arcade, injuring several people. Kryl and I are helping to render aid, but with the sentries behaving strangely, we can't afford to lower our guard. Remain vigilant, my friend.
I just received word from the backroom. A hover cargo on TrueView threw off its driver, and it's rampaging through the area as we speak.
Alphino had a similarly troubling report for me. Apparently, a riderless machine in the government sector came to life near a crowd clamoring for Neo-regulators. It proceeded to mow down several citizens, causing serious injuries.
This is a tragedy. We must go and help the people.
Sphene, wait! I'm coming with you!
Alphino is with Y'shtola, and he said they'll be all right. I'll go and see if other incidents have occurred elsewhere. From here, I'll head towards the quarry by way of the Drift Downs.
Certainly a lot of hover cargoes coming and going in those parts. I'll join you.
I shall remain here and speak further with the locals. I have company now, so you needn't worry about me.
Then let's return to Solution 9. If we hurry, we can catch up to Lamachi and Sphene.
Yeah, still unclear. Here we go again.
Sphene's gone on ahead. I leave her with you.
Bloody things have gone mad.
Why is this happening?
Nice shot.
Surely there's a finite number of these things.
Everyone, please try to remain calm and make your way to resolution. This is just like before, when Zeralja unleashed the soldiers on us. I don't have any souls left. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Are you all...
No! No! Why did you do that? Why? You can't just leave me alone like this! If we had been endless then, you'd still be here. You'd still be with me. But now...
I see. Yep, that's the point.
Are you all right?
So many hurt. So many dead. This is wrong. This is all wrong.
Guess the worst is over. Okay, well, we're back to non-voiced. Okay. 9 to 12, you are all unharmed. His small solace amidst this tragedy, however. Machine rampage seems to have been only temporary. Soldiers and vehicles alike ceased to operate all at once, as if they had fulfilled their purpose. Same outside Everkeep, although members of Oblivion are keeping watch for good measure. The first attacks came shortly after the announcement that Neo-Regulators had run out. It can't have been a coincidence. I struggle to imagine that anyone but Calyx could gain control of the soldiers. This must have served his ends in some way. Guluja, are you still without your authority? fine now. I'm in control again. I might take the opportunity to shut down the machines. There's no guarantee this won't happen again. Lamity just talked with Everkeep's administrators about that. They said it wasn't so simple. The mechanical soldiers don't only serve as guards, they also perform various vital tasks, like providing medical treatment and managing food production. If we shut them down, we'd struggle to render aid to the citizens, let alone restore their lives to normal. I made it so they can't use weapons anymore, though. Hopefully that makes it a little safer. That seems the best approach for now. Thank you for your swift action, Gulja. This powerlessness. I can abide it no longer. No matter how much hardship and loss we could endure if there was but happiness at the end. Yet all I see now is suffering and misery. And I cannot bear it. I want to protect the people. For their happiness, I would do anything and everything. So please lend me your aid. Oh, Sphene, you found the words I wish you said back then. My strength is yours, Sphene. Together we'll get through this. Now let us split up and get to work. Might I trouble you to report to Shale, my friend? Alright then. Looks like things are coming to a bit of a head. Alright, Wook Lamont. Malachi and his fellows are tending to the deceased. His trauma must make the work difficult, but he's determined to do what he can. It pains me that the people were made to suffer even more after so much hardship and tragedy, but you and yours saved many lives. I cannot thank you enough. Guluja. Couriers and cleaners are clearing away the wrecks of vehicles and soldiers. It's the first step to getting things back to normal. Alright, Shale. It's been a trying day, but it seems the worst is behind us. What's the situation out there? You moved quickly to restore things to normal. Thank you. Yet while disarming the soldiers is indeed prudent, it's a far from comprehensive measure when vehicles can be commandeered to inflict damage and sow chaos. For the time being, I'll set our people to keeping a close watch on machines. I also have a mind to consult the authorities about enlisting hunters to our aid. Sphene says, I must regain my proficiency in magic. Then I shall seek advice from Y'shtola and Alisaie. Among the books we recovered from the castle was a grimoire I once used. I hope to learn to wield it again at everyone's side. As for the key, I think it best that it remains in your care, though it means you will bear the greatest risk. In order to ease your burden, I shall endeavor to become a capable warrior and make Otis and Zelenia proud. Alright, I guess that means that in the next patch she'll be joining us in combat. Living memory.
By illness weakened, by wounds unmade, by age decayed. Such fragile flesh is worthless to us. How mankind should evolve, shall evolve. I have already arrived at the answer. The time is come to pose a new question.
Alright, reprieve from death, but at what cost? For endless life, a legion lost. Alright, there we go. That finishes the MSQ for 7.2. And I guess in 7.3 we'll be finally putting an end to all of this. I'm dealing with Calyx. Alright, well, we'll see how it goes. But for now, we'll go ahead and stop here, and when we come back for next time, we'll be heading into the new Arcadian Wing. And we'll see how that goes. Alright, but for now, we'll stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.